couple of years ago, I decided to take a train from Fullerton, California back to my home in Kansas City. This video is mostly about what I ate, but I'll talk about my experience as well. I booked one of the sleeper cars, thinking it'd be nice to get some editing done in privacy during the trip. There was plenty of room, especially since it was just for me. We took off at 6:30 p.m. and I was a little nervous about motion sickness. I get it pretty bad, so I was just trying to look out the window to help a bit. While I was waiting for my allotted dinner time, I checked out the room, pressed buttons, you know, the usual curious stuff. My scheduled time for dinner was 7:30, and when I made it towards the front of the cars, I met another woman who I let guide the way since I was nervous about crossing cars. Moving from car to car was quite scary for me. I barely had my balance and I just had seen too many action movies, but made it to the front where I got seated with an FBI agent and his wife, and we got served a 3-course dinner: bread roll and butter, whiskey, crab cakes, steak and baked potato, and a chocolate torte. I made the brave walk back to my room by myself since I didn't have a guide to hide behind this time. When I came back, my sweet room attendant Andrea had my bed made for me. I gotta be honest, sleep was not the best, and that's because I'm a very light sleeper. The sound of the train tracks and whistles were enough to keep me in a light sleep. Woke up the next morning to a beautiful desert though. I head to the front to get some breakfast. The meals are included in the sleeper car package, by the way. I was seated across an older couple who told me to get the French toast, and boy was I excited for that choice. I also got some bacon too, because why not? Like the night before, I left my conversation with my table mates.
Funny, she married me because I cooked. As soon as we got married, I stopped cooking.
And the freaking view. You cannot beat that. When I got back to my room, my bed was put up, and I tried to work an edit, but I was getting motion sickness, so I just looked outside, and before you know it, it was lunchtime. I was all alone this time, and I got the burger. Absolutely no complaints on my part. It was tasty and filling. I just added the coleslaw to the burger to make things a bit more efficient. It was still just me alone in the car in New Mexico. Got the strawberry cheesecake for dessert. I went up to the viewing car, but it was a bad time because we were just at one of the stops. I don't know why, but I went back to my room just to immediately leave again. I got some Skittles from the snack bar and sat down to work, but it made me sick, so I just looked outside, and sadly during this time I believe there were wildfires going on that we were able to see from the train. It was just a bunch of dry land wherever you looked. For dinner, I was seated with 3 lovely women friends who were traveling together, and we all had wine. I had the green chili cheese tamale while my wine was hella sloshing around. I got pan roasted chicken breast for my entree, and it was another winner. Honestly, I can't complain about any of the food that I had, and the golden hour sunlight was hitting hard. Now, I'm not a huge fan of carrot cake. Like, I like it, but not love it. But how is it possible to not love this? I mean, look at it. After my meal was done was when I learned that you can use your foot to open the doors between the cars. I was still scared to move between them, but it got easier. I again tried to sit down and get some editing done, but I just couldn't without getting nauseous. It's okay though. Looking outside was much more fun anyway. At this point, we're in the middle of Colorado. Went back to my room to sleep, and it wasn't much more successful than the first night. Woke up to some greenery though. Breakfast was a croissant, omelet, and potatoes. I was bored, so I put the omelet in the croissant, and whenever I showed up to a meal and didn't see anyone, I just automatically assumed there was a zombie outbreak and I was the last to know. I know that's random, but that's just what I thought when I didn't see anyone else. And this right here, this is when you know you're in Kansas. Field after field after field. And this was basically the end of the trip. If you're curious, the total was $1,012. My justification at the time was that I could get good rest while also getting work done. Unfortunately, both of those things didn't exactly happen, but that's more on me. I did get amazing meals out of it. Would I do it again? I wouldn't say no, but I'd prefer flying. Although I do treasure the conversations I had with the people that I met. Also, huge shout out to my room attendant Andrea. If you're still working, hopefully Amtrak sees this because you deserve a raise.